What is wrong with 343? What an embarrassment this man is. What an embarrassment this man Sketch, Brian Jarrett, is with this pathetic community tweet once again. Community director for 343. This is what he fucking does. What an embarrassing tweet this is. Okay. Are you seriously trying to tell me, right, you're going to go down this road of like it's heartbreaking for the industry when developers get let go from positions, right? If they were any good at their jobs, they wouldn't get let go from their positions, would they? Okay? We're cleaning out the rubbish. That's what they're doing. And 90% of the time. Okay? We have no reason to get upset every single time a few developers lose their jobs, okay? We have no reason to. Especially when it's on games that no one cares about, that are completely vacuous, just empty games that nobody gives a shit about, that have no passion behind them, nothing. So why would we give a crap if, I don't know, the Saints Row devs lose their jobs? Well, nobody liked them in the first place. They didn't like them as people, let alone the game that they made. Okay? Nobody liked them. Who cares if they go out of business? And the same could be said for 343. Nobody likes you guys because you make crap games. Okay? Yet here we are. Brian says it's been a difficult and heartbreaking stretch for the game industry. Again, complete bollocks. No one is heartbroken over a few people losing their jobs. If it can be of help to anyone, please note we are currently open for roles here at 343, working on the future of the Halo franchise. Okay, so everybody is laying people off, right? Microsoft themselves laid a bunch of people off. 343 laid a bunch of people off, and now they're hiring. Okay. But what are they hiring for? They need a new, right? Listen, new lead level designer, a new lead gameplay designer, a new lead game designer, an audio director, studio technical art director, and lead systems, game systems designer. Okay? Now, that sounds to me like you're setting up a new fucking studio. So why is the studio continuing under the 343 umbrella when the studio called 343 is known for being a disaster and has made nothing but shite? Why would you not take this opportunity to rebrand, revitalize, come up with a new name, a new team, a new office, new work environment? Bonnie Ross is no longer in charge. Let's clean house. Let's just start a new fucking studio. No. Let's continue with the culture of 343. Let's keep people like Burger and keep Unishack and Sketch, these jabronis who offer fucking nothing, right? Let's keep these few jabronis, right? Okay. And I'm not saying like Burger didn't work on the game, because he did. But I'm just saying like what about that guy that was trying to achieve seasonality with the glasses? I forget his name. Why is he still employed? Because he didn't achieve seasonality. Because there are no more seasons. They didn't achieve seasonality. They failed. He failed miserably. Why is he still in a job? Anyway. Okay, Kiki Wolfkill gone. Now she's fucking up the Halo TV series. Frank O'Connor's gone. Bonnie Ross is gone. A lot of these people are gone. Good riddance. Good riddance to bad rubbish. Alright? You're still hiring a bunch of shills, forerunners, and pilots, and Forge Council to say the game is fucking amazing, even though it's terrible. All those frauds. But you haven't got a level designer. Okay, listen. Real talk. These kind of positions in companies come from within. At any company that's any good, these come from within. Because what happens is, somebody retires or they find a better job, because that's what happens in business. Either they age out of the business, they want to retire, they want to spend more time with the family, whatever. they want to do something different, or they go into other positions in other companies for more money. Okay, that's what happens. Okay, so these kind of positions, lead positions, okay, normally come from people within the company that want to progress up the ladder, right? Okay, you have so many leads. You need leads, okay? And that's what happened with the guy, the slip screen guy. I've forgotten his fucking name. Of course. You know what I'm talking about. He became the lead, and then he left, and then they had to bring in Joe Staten and all that fucking controversy. Anyway, why do you need all these fucking people? Okay, you're hiring now to create Halo 7. Okay, why are you making Halo 7? Okay, first of all, Halo Infinite was a 10-year plan. We're not even 2 years in. Well, sorry, we're not even 3 years in. And it was a 10-year plan. And it's a live service game. And blah fucking blah. Yeah, here we are. You're hiring for the next game. So, again, you lied once again. It's not a 10-year game. And all this bullshit you've been peddling about being a 10-year game and having all this fucking content and all this fucking bullshit and it being this long-standing game all goes out the fucking window when the game does not do well. And it was never going to do well because you made it a free-to-play piece of shit live service garbage game which Halo fans don't want. Because the only fucking real Halo fans are the people that grew up with decent games. Because that's when Halo started. Okay? These jabronis you have on Twitter who are the minority of minorities that like to stub dildos up their ass and dress up as fairies and fuck each other. Okay? They're the minority of people, right? They're not normal people. Most people are not like that. So these minorities you're catering to on Twitter, once again, are not your audience. Yet you keep catering to that 1% of people that buy gay cat ears. That's your fucking audience that you keep catering to. You don't say, no, we don't put cat ears in the game because you know what? That alienates 95% of the user base. Okay? Microtransaction cat ears, that's it. That kills the game. You don't look at it that way because you're a fucking bunch of retards. Now, what the fuck are we doing here with this shit, though? This fucking blows my mind. You're hiring out for everything. You're literally going out and you're trying to find people who've just been fired because they're probably not good at their jobs, and you want to now hire the people who are not good at their jobs where they've come from to come work for you and be not good at their jobs working for you, apparently. What sense does any of this make? Okay? These, like I say, these are the kind of jobs in the industry, clearly, that people work their way up the ranks, who are doing a good job at designing stuff within your own studio, and then they work their way up the fucking ladder. But that's not happening with you guys because you have all these fucking subcontractors, and so basically no one really works for free for free. It's like a faceless entity. It's not a passion project. No one gives a fuck about Halo. Why not give it to some devs that actually give a fuck about the franchise? Or just let it die. Let it die. Leave it for a few years, okay? Why do we need another Halo game? Because the ones you are making are not even good. So why endeavor to make yet another piece of shit game to milk more fucking microtransaction money, even though you can't actually be making any fucking money because the game dies within fucking months, weeks and months, not years. And then you spend 2 years trying to milk the minority of idiots that are still there and just milk those people when you could be creating a game that millions of people enjoy and sells like a Grand Theft Auto if you did Halo correctly. But instead of getting Grand Theft Auto sales numbers with Halo because you're putting it on PC, there's talk of shit going to fucking PlayStation. You could make this so fucking huge. You can make this a sensation. And what you have done since you took over from Bungie is literally lose population and sales. And it's been going down ever since you took over. And now you're at the point where the game is not worth anything. And you're still trying to make another one. But why are you making another Halo game? Why would anybody buy a Halo game with the 343 name on it? The 343 name, right, is tainted. Nobody's gonna buy that shit, okay? Which is why you had to release Halo Infinite for fucking free, and people still don't play that shit and still don't care about it. There's like 3 guys playing that game. You release like game modes 2 years after release, like Firefight, and it's not even real Firefight. It's Firefight King of the Hill, and then King of the Hill is in the game, but it's not actually King of the Hill. And you add weapons, and then you change the way they work, and you say it's a DMR with no scope, and you call it the Bandit, and then it's the Bandit with a scope, so it's called the Bandit Evo, even though it's just the DMR, because the DMR had a scope. So what you do with the gameplay makes no sense. What you do with the monetization makes no fucking sense. What you do with the sales makes no sense, because you put it on Game Pass, but then you're also making it a free game. Nothing what you do makes sense. And then nobody wants to fucking work for you, evidently, because literally every position you have, people have left. They've left because they're not here, because you're hiring these people again. Okay, this isn't hiring for a Halo Wars, because that would be made by Creative Assembly or whoever. It would be outsourced. This is for the next Halo game, right? This is for that. That's what you're hiring for here. And you have no lead level designer for your Halo game. Even though, how many Halo games have you made now? Who was in that position before? You need lead gameplay designer. Okay? This is embarrassing, man. Lead game designer, lead game systems designer. Okay, so this is like, I don't know, Max Hoberman will be here. Like, just bring in Certain Affinity. For the love of God, just bring in Certain Affinity. Why? Just find a studio that already exists and then stick them on Halo, because you have a ton of studios, because Microsoft just bought Activision Blizzard. Okay? Give one of them the fucking Halo. Give somebody else the Halo. Don't have this 343 concept that has failed. Okay? Give it to a proven studio. Give it to somebody that's actually decent. Okay? Just hand it to a studio that's already established, because they're bound to do a fucking better job. And Certain Affinity is number 1 on the fucking list for that shit, because Max Hoberman literally created the entire fucking system and everything for Halo fucking 2 and 3 and whatever. So he's the man. He's the man for the job. He is the guy. Yeah, instead of giving it to a studio like that that's already established, like, you could even pull out like a Saber Interactive. But they're making it a game currently. It's, what was it called? I wrote it down the other day. Saber Interactive are currently working on John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, which looks kind of interesting, right? Once they're finished with that, give them Halo. Give them Halo. Saber Interactive did pretty decent work on the remasters. Not perfect, but, you know, could be interesting. Or give it to Saber Interactive / Certain Affinity. Have them work together, okay? No, we're gonna hire a bunch of people who have never worked together before and put them on one of the biggest franchises that Microsoft... No, the biggest franchise that Microsoft owns, unless you include the shit from Activision, like the Call of Duties and the fucking all that shit. And, you know, in terms of, like, Microsoft original Xbox, Halo's the biggest. And what are you doing with it? You're hiring a bunch of people. You haven't even got a plan in place. You haven't even... This is going to be like, 10 years down the line at the rate they make these games now. And the rate that they make fucking... made the last one. Like, what's going to happen next? Is it going to be like 4 years to get Firefight in the next game? 8 years to get Firefight in the next game? Who's interested in a live service Halo game? Okay? You destroyed the franchise, and instead of rebranding, instead of bringing in a new studio with an actual vision for what they're going to do, You're just trying to like cut and paste people into positions that probably don't even like Halo, but they got fired from some other company and they need to like feed their family or whatever. So they'll go take a job here just so they've got a job, just so they can make money. And that is dead as far as games go, because people actually have to give a shit about the game in order for it to succeed. If you're just going there to just pick up some fucking money, it ain't gonna be a good fucking game, because guess what? Games require passion and creativity. If you're just doing it for a fucking 9-to-5 job and not actually giving a fuck about Halo, then why in the fuck, okay, like, give it to a studio that's established, that they have a good fucking rapport together, that the core is already there, and you might have something. Then they have to actually give a shit about doing Halo, right? So, like I say, Certain Affinity and Saber seem to care about Halo. They'd be my first choices. But here we are with, let's do, let's just get a random lead gameplay designer. We'll just hire him. He used to work at Ubisoft or some shit. It's like, that's not gonna work, because they don't give a fuck about the franchise. They don't care. Okay? So you're just gonna pull a bunch of random people and hodgepodge it together and then start some Frankenstein monster Halo 7. No one even knows what that's going to look like. That's how can you make a game worse than Halo 5? They managed to do that with Halo Infinite. So we're looking at one of the worst games of all fucking time being created in Halo 7. And this is the humble beginnings of where they're trying to, this is where they're in the hiring process for it. They won't let 343 die as a studio. Why? Okay, 343 had multiple chances to make Halo a success, and they failed miserably. Multiple times. They even failed with Halo Reach, because they fucking made DLC for that, and they changed the fucking multiplayer and made people leave, because they changed the fucking, with a title update, and wrecked the multiplayer in Halo Reach, okay? They even fucked up Bungie's original works. And they fucked up Bungie's original works with the MCC. Less said the better, okay? They can't even be true to the original games. And so what do we have here? A company that doesn't care about Halo trying to hire more people that don't care about Halo to work on fucking Halo, instead of giving it to a bunch of developers that would actually be suitable and actually give a shit about fucking Halo. It blows my mind. You can't just hire jabronis from all throughout the industry who have been sacked. And while everybody else is apparently laying people off, 343 is hiring. Because 343, nobody wants to fucking work there. Because it's a cesspool, man. And they know that. And Sketch knows that. He's just riding that gravy train. Because he does absolutely nothing. He's a community manager. He does nothing. And that's the truth. That is the truth. Let me know what you think, guys. Feel free to subscribe. I'll see you later.
Only we were playing in split screen. It's a huge accomplishment for the team this year. It's a huge accomplishment for the team this year. It's a huge accomplishment for the team this year. It's a huge accomplishment for the team this year. It's a huge accomplishment for the team this year.
It was a big moment, right?